What's up guys, it's Rubiks, and today we are going to be learning how, or not we are going to be, you are going to be learning how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube using the beginner's method. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing you want to do for a Rubik's Cube that's a common misconception is you want to make a cross. You don't want to make a daisy, you just go straight to a cross. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to solve it on the white side. Now there's not really any reason why to do it on the white side, but the white cross is a pretty generalized colour for making your cross. So what we're going to do is we've got our white on the bottom, which means we've got yellow on the top. So we're going to look in the top layer, aka the yellow layer. We can tell that because it's got the yellow centre, and look for any edge pieces, which these pieces with 2 colours, not the ones with 3, those are corner pieces. We're going to look for any edge pieces with white on it. So if we look around, we've got this red and white piece just here. So what we'll do is we'll then look around the side of the cube to find the red center, which is just here. And once we've found this red center, what we're going to do is move our red piece by spinning the top layer. We're going to move our red piece around on top of its center. Now, where this piece wants to go is in this slot where this blue and white piece is. It wants to go in the slot with the red and the white, because this edge is a red and white edge. So what we would normally do is turn the front twice to move the red and white edge into the red and white slot. But as you can see, in this case, our edge is flipped, which is not how it's meant to be. So the way that we're going to solve this is we're going to move the edge out to the side, just like this, so it's no longer in the top or bottom, depending on which way you have the cube rotated. So it's not in the white layer anymore, it's now in the side layer, which in this case is green. Then what we'll do is turn this green layer upwards to get this piece back into the white layer, but then you'll see that this is now matched up with the green center instead of the red center. So the way that we can fix this is just by moving the top layer, which keeps the white solved, but the red is now solved as well. So then we'll look around the yellow face again and look for any other pieces. So here we have a green piece, so we'll look for the green center, which is conveniently right here. We'll move it over the top and turn it around with the front, but then we see that this one's also flipped, so we'll do the same thing. We'll move it out to the edge, but then this time, instead of just moving it up, because we've already got one piece solved, we need to preserve everything. So as you can see, normally it goes red, then green. So on the top, our edges need to go red edge and then green edge. So you can think of it as our green edge needs to go where this green and yellow edge is. So our green and white needs to go into this slot right here. So we'll think, if you just move it straight up like that, it's not in the slot that this green and yellow piece was in. So instead, we need to move the top layer across clockwise once, and then when we move it up, this green and white piece has now taken the position of the green and yellow piece. But then you'll see that our top layer is no longer solved, but all we have to do is undo what you call the setup move, which was that original clockwise top turn, by doing an anti-clockwise top turn, and that will then match everything back up. So now we'll just rinse and repeat. So we'll look at the top. We've got an orange edge. This one's also flipped, I think. Yes. So we'll look here, and it's flipped. So we move out to the side, and then we think we need our orange to go here, where the green and yellow piece is. So we'll move it to the side, move it up, move it back across. And then if we look for our final edge, you can see it's this blue piece. So what I would do is match it up, just like that, and then spin it around, and you see that that one wasn't flipped, so it's already in. And there you go, you've now got the white cross. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on inserting these white corners in. So we'll again look on the top and look for any white corners. So here we have a white, orange and green corner. Now, to be able to insert your corners, there's one set of moves that you'll need to know. So what we'll do is, I'll tell you those moves in just a second, but what we'll do is look for the 2 colours that aren't white on this corner piece. So on this corner piece, the colours that aren't white are green and orange. So if we look for the green and orange centres, they're here and here, and the white centre's here. So we can work out that the corner piece needs to go into this slot here because this is the green, orange and white corner piece. So we'll move it on top of its slot, just like that. So it's now above the corner it needs to go into. And then we're going to do this sequence moves, which is right up, top clockwise, right down, top anti-clockwise, right up, top clockwise, right down, top anti-clockwise. And we're going to keep doing that until our corner is inserted, which it is just there, as you can see. Now that that corner is inserted, we're going to look around the top for any other corners. So here we've got a red, green and white. So this piece will move above its slot, just like that. So this is the red, green and white slot. And then we'll do that sequence move. So right up, top clockwise, right down, top anti-clockwise. And just keep doing that. And there you go, it's now inserted. So now we'll look around the top again. So here's our blue, orange and white, which is already above its slot. So we'll do the sequence of moves. There you go, it's in its slot. And then the last corner is this blue and red and white piece. So we'll move it above its slot and then do the sequence of moves. Now, if this happens, where the corner is misinserted, so it's in the slot, but it's the wrong way round, all we need to do is this sequence of moves one more time, just like that. So, the step that we do after we've finished one layer, as we like to call it, because you've got all of the edges correct and the bottom correct. What we're going to do next is the second layer, or this middle layer. So all we have to do for this is insert these edges. So what we're going to do is look around the top for any edges that don't have yellow on them, because yellow is the top layer or the last layer, and we only want middle layer pieces, so it'll be any pieces without yellow. So if we look straight away, we've got a piece here which is what is this, sorry my brain's a bit dead here, green and red. There we go. So what we're going to do is look at this piece and look at the colour that's on the side. So it won't, the colour that's not on the top, the colour that's on the side. So this colour is green. So we're going to then look for the green centre, which is just here. And we're going to move that piece above the green centre, just like that. Now once that piece is above the green centre, we want to look for the colour that's on top. So the colour on top is red. So we're going to face that colour red. Then what we're going to do here is a short algorithm that I quite like to use, because it's a very quick algorithm. So once you get faster at the cube, you'll still be able to use this if you're still using this method. So what we're going to do is look whether, so obviously we're facing the red and it's matched up. And then we're going to look whether the edge piece we're thinking about is on the right hand side or the left hand side. So here our piece is on the right hand side. So we're going to do this sequence moves, which is the left 2 layers up, top anti-clockwise, left 2 layers down, top clockwise, left 2 layers down again, front anti-clockwise, left 2 layers up, front clockwise, just like that. And you'll see that that edge is then in place. So then we'll look at the top layer again and look for any pieces without yellow, and we find this orange piece just here, orange and blue. So we look at the side colour, which is then orange, move it above the orange centre, then look to the top colour, which is blue, so face the blue centre, and this time the piece is on our right, sorry, not our right, our left. So what we're going to do is that same sequence of moves, but on the right hand side. So we'll do right up, top clockwise, right down, top anti-clockwise, right down, front clockwise, right up, front anti-clockwise. And just like that, your edge is inserted. So now we'll look around for any other pieces on the top. So we've got this piece just here, which is our red and blue, which is already matched up with the red. So we just need to face blue, and then this time the piece is on the right hand side. So we'll do our left-handed move. Just like that. And then if we look around and you know that there's still one edge left to do, if you look around and there's no pieces without yellow on the top, then the piece is actually flipped. So the way that we're going to solve this is we're going to turn to our piece, and you can you just need to have this slot on the front. So I could hold it this way and have the piece on the right, or I could hold it this way and have the piece on the left. So I'm going to hold it with the piece on the left just because I prefer it like this. And then what we're going to do is the insertion move for if this piece was just here. So if it was on the left, so we'll do the right up, top clockwise, right down, top anti-clockwise, right down, front clockwise, right up, front anti-clockwise. And you'll see now if you look in the top layer that our piece is now here in the top layer, so we can reinsert it properly. So we'll look for the side color, which is orange, so we'll match that up with the orange center. Look to the top color, which is green. Look to the green side, and now it's on our right, so we'll do the left hand move like this, and there you go. You now got the first two layers, as we like to call it, F to L, complete. So now what we need to do is the top layer, and this consists of two steps. It consists of the permutation and the orientation. So what we're going to do to begin with is we're going to make a cross on the top, almost like we did on the bottom, but this time we have to use algorithms. So the first algorithm that you'll use is if there's a bar on the top like this going straight across. Now, what we want to do if there's a bar, it could be something like this, but as long as there's a straight line going through the middle, we're going to use this algorithm, which goes front clockwise, right up, top clockwise, right down, top anti-clockwise, front anti-clockwise, just like that. Then there's one other algorithm that we'll need to use, which goes a bit like this. So this is if there's an L or a block in the corner. Now what we're going to do with this is put it in the top left corner, just like this, and then do front clockwise, top clockwise, right up, top anti-clockwise, right down, front anti-clockwise. Now the last case you could have is where there's just one dot. There's not an L, a block, or a line, and there's just a dot in the middle. All you need to do then is just do those two algorithms one after the other, and it will be solved. So the next step that we need to do is we need to get all of these corners in the correct position. So what we'll do is look around the cube and see if any of these top layer corners are already in the correct position. So if I look around, this one's not correct because this is a red and blue corner and it's in the orange and blue slot. This one's meant to be red and green, it's in the blue and green. This one's blue and orange, it's in red and orange. Then this one is correct, it's a orange and green corner in the orange and green slot. So we'll put that on our front left. Then what we're going to do is this sequence of moves goes right up, top anti-clockwise, left up, top clockwise, right down, top anti-clockwise, left down, top clockwise. And then if we look around the cube, this corner is still in the correct spot. This corner is now in the correct spot because it's blue and orange in the blue and orange slot. It's just not rotated the right way. This corner is in its right spot, and this corner is also in its right spot. So now the corners are all in their correct spot. If you've done that move and it's still not in the right spot, just do it once more and it should be alright. If you have any questions though, obviously you can put them in the comments below. Now what we need to do is we need to turn all these corners so they're facing upwards, so it's just a flat yellow side on the top. So what we're going to do is turn the cube upside down and put any unsolved corner, it can be absolutely any of them, in our bottom right slot, just like this. Then what we're going to do is do that sequence of moves that we did earlier, which is right up, top clockwise, right down, top anti-clockwise, and keep doing that until our corner is correct. So now it's correct. Now you'll see the rest of the cube is incorrect. So this is where it's extremely important. Only rotate the bottom layer. So we're going to rotate it around to find another unsolved corner. So we've done this. So then we're going to do that set of moves again. There we go. Now that corner is solved. And then we're going to move the bottom layer again to get our last unsolved corner and insert that like so. Now if we turn the cube the other way back up, it's now completely solved. You may have 4 corners that you need to solve, you may have no corners, you may only have 2 corners. You just do it as many times as you need to. Now what we're going to do is we're going to align all of our corners like this. So the last step that we need to do is to rotate the top layer, or the edges in the top layer, that is. Now there's 4 cases that you could have for this. So the first case of which is this case, which we call a U-perm, which is identifiable by there being 1 solid block of colour and 3 edges missing. So what we're going to look here is which way do our edges need to rotate. Now what I mean by that is this blue edge needs to go right over to the blue face, this red edge needs to go right to the red face, this orange edge needs to go right to the orange face. So for this case, we'll put the block of colour at the back and then do middle up twice, and then top to the clockwise, middle down, top clockwise twice, middle up, top clockwise, middle twice. And there you go, you've solved the cube. Now I'll go through the other 3 cases so that you guys know them. So the second case is similar to the first one, but this time our edges need to go to the left. So what we'll do for this one is we'll do middle twice, top anti-clockwise, middle down, top clockwise twice, middle up, top anti-clockwise, middle twice, and there you go. Now the third case is this case just here, which is called a H-perm, where the edges need to go to the opposite side of the cube. Now for this, all we need to do is a simple set of moves which goes middle twice, top clockwise, middle twice, top clockwise twice, middle twice, top clockwise, middle twice. And there you go. So this is our last case. This is where our pieces need to go in lines like this. You need to see orange needs to go here, blue needs to go here, green needs to go here, red needs to go here. Now for this one, we're going to hold it in any orientation and do either one of our U-perms. Now once that's happened, we'll then see that we've got our green face here and we've got the other U-perm. So this time they need to go to the right. So we'll do our U-perm for when they need to go to the right, and just like that, you've finished. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you managed to solve the Rubik's Cube, or if you're having any problems solving the Rubik's Cube, comment any questions down below and I'll answer them as quickly as I can so you can get solving your Rubik's Cube. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you later. Bye.